Hello everyone, welcome back to my GH Spoiler channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Lynn's shocking decision leaves Chase completely blindsided forever. GH Spoiler. Hold on to your remote controls, General Hospital fans, because what's about to unfold between Brooklyn Quartermain and Detective Harrison Chase is the kind of jaw-dropping, soul-crushing, tear-your-heart-out drama that soap opera legends are made of. We've seen these two navigate mountains of obstacles, the lies, the music career chaos, the family drama, the moments where it seemed like nothing in this world could tear them apart. But nothing, and we mean nothing, could have prepared Chase for what Lynn is about to do. Sources close to the GH set are buzzing. Whispers are flying through the halls of Port Charles like wildfire. And what we're hearing is absolutely devastating. Lynn Quartermain, the fiery, passionate, fiercely loyal woman who fought so hard for her relationship with Chase, is allegedly on the verge of making a decision so shocking, so unexpected, so utterly blindsiding that longtime fans are already lighting up message boards in disbelief. So what exactly is Lynn about to do? Buckle up, because this is where things get complicated in the most dramatic way possible. The breaking point nobody saw coming. For months, Lynn has been quietly suffocating under the weight of expectations. On the surface, everything has looked picture perfect. Chase is devoted, handsome, honorable to his core, the kind of man that every person in Port Charles respects. He loves Lynn with everything he has. He has stood by her through scandals, through her family's chaos, through every storm that Port Charles's merciless weather of drama could throw at them. But here's what Chase didn't realize, what he couldn't realize, because Lynn kept it buried so deep even she barely acknowledged it. She has been feeling trapped. Not trapped by Chase himself, not trapped by the love, but trapped by the version of herself she has slowly become while trying to fit into the life they've been building together. The girl who once set the music world on fire, who wheeled and dealed with the best of them, who lived loudly and without apology. Somewhere along the way, that version of Lynn started fading, and she's finally reached a point where she can't ignore it anymore. According to GH insiders, a conversation is coming, a conversation that will send shockwaves through Chase's entire world. Lynn is reportedly going to sit Chase down and drop a bombshell that he will absolutely never see coming in a million years. What Lynn is about to reveal? Sources are hinting that Lynn has been secretly exploring a massive career opportunity, one that would take her far outside of Port Charles, away from the Quartermain estate, away from everything familiar, and yes, away from Chase. An opportunity so significant that turning it down would mean permanently closing a door she's terrified to close. But that's only part of it, because accompanying this career revelation is something even more emotionally charged. Lynn has apparently been reconsidering the entire trajectory of her future, not just professionally, but personally. The question of what she truly wants, who she truly is when she's not performing the role of the perfect partner, has been consuming her quietly for weeks. And she's finally ready to say it out loud. The details of exactly what Lynn tells Chase are being kept tightly under wraps, but what we do know is this: Chase's reaction is going to absolutely break your heart, because this is a man who genuinely believed they were solid. This is a man who has been mentally planning forever with Lynn. Every day he wakes up and sees his future, and Lynn is standing right there in the center of it. To have that certainty suddenly ripped away, to look into the eyes of the woman he loves and realize she's been carrying something this enormous without telling him, that moment is reportedly one of the most emotionally raw scenes the show has filmed in recent memory. Chase's world crumbles. Those on set who have witnessed the scenes being filmed describe Chase's reaction as utterly gutting. We're not talking about a simple argument. We're not talking about a dramatic fight that gets resolved with a tearful reconciliation by the end of the episode. We're talking about Chase standing there in stunned, disbelieving silence, trying to process information his heart simply refuses to accept. Because here's what makes this so devastating for Chase specifically. He is not a man who loves halfway. When Chase loves someone, he loves them completely, vulnerably, with every single part of himself. He has been burned before, terribly, painfully, and the fact that he opened himself up again, that he trusted again, that he allowed himself to believe in forever again with Brook Lynn, only to have the ground shift beneath him like this. It's the kind of thing that changes a person permanently. Fans who have followed Chase since his arrival in Port Charles know exactly how deep his capacity for heartbreak runs. They watched him shattered before. They watched him rebuild. And now they're going to watch him blindsided in a way that makes everything previous look mild by comparison. The Quartermain factor. Of course, no Brook Lynn story exists in a vacuum, and the Quartermain family is absolutely going to have opinions about all of this. Insiders suggest that Tracy Quartermain, never one to stay quietly on the sidelines when family drama erupts, will be inserting herself into this situation in a major way. And Tracy's involvement, as it always does, promises to add layers upon complicated layers to an already explosive situation. Meanwhile, Lois, Brook Lynn's mother, and arguably the one person in her life who understands her most deeply, is reportedly going to play a pivotal role in helping Brook Lynn work through what she's feeling. There are hints of emotional scenes between mother and daughter that will remind viewers exactly why Brook Lynn is the complex, passionate, difficult-to-define woman she is. She didn't come from simple people. She never had a blueprint for simple. What this means for the future. Here's the question every GH fan is desperately asking. Is this the end for Brook Lynn and Chase? And honestly, the answer isn't as simple as yes or no. What's coming isn't necessarily a clean break. It's messier than that, more complicated than that, and ultimately more heartbreaking than a straightforward goodbye would ever be. Because both of these people love each other. That part isn't in question. But love, as General Hospital has reminded us again and again across decades of storytelling, is sometimes not enough to overcome the very real complications of who two people fundamentally are and what they fundamentally need. Brook Lynn needs to be seen, fully, completely, for who she is. Chase needs someone who chooses him without reservation. Whether those two things can coexist, whether they can find their way back to each other after this earthquake of a revelation, that's the story that's about to unfold. One thing is absolutely certain. Port Charles will never be the same after this. Chase will never be the same after this. And if our sources are right, neither will you. Stay tuned to General Hospital because the best and most devastating chapters of this love story are only just beginning.